What kind of background do you need to be a successful real estate investor? Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast, and this video is to talk a little bit about what kind of background you need to become a successful real estate investor. But before I get into the topic, go ahead and check out my website, juliamspencer.com. It's at the bottom of this video right here. You can sign up there for my newsletter. I send out really cool offers and informational emails every once in a while that talk a little bit about what I do and how I do it. And also you can get discounts on any of my audiobooks, which are available for purchase at juliamspencer.com. So go there today, check it out, subscribe, send me any questions that you have, and if you need more information about me, you can just Google my name, Julia M. Spencer. Don't forget the M in the middle, it stands for money. Go ahead and Google me. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, all kinds of social media, and I have tons and tons of YouTube videos online that you can listen to and learn from me and my experience over 25 years of real estate investing. So let's get back to this topic, and the question was, what kind of background do you need to become a successful real estate investor? And this question was actually prompted by a YouTube subscriber that sent me a message a while back, and it was attached to a video about depreciation where I explain how depreciation works and how depreciation actually affects your taxes, and that it's not a one-for-one thing, but how it's basically calculated. And the person there basically suggested in the comment that it would be useful to have a bookkeeping class or some sort of accounting background. Now, I wanted to just mention this because sometimes I fail to do that, and I want to make sure that you understand everything that I say, and everything that's in my audiobooks is very much down to earth and very much easy to understand for anybody. In fact, I actually am trying to bring my knowledge out there to people the way I would have liked to have had it when I started, and I didn't have that. So it's very basic, it's a very basic level, and you can understand it. However, what I do fail to say is that at the time that I started investing, I didn't have any kind of educational background. I was just starting college, I was just out of high school, I was just married. So when I started real estate investing, I was just getting ready to start college, and actually I had a little bit of background from before when I was in high school, but I really didn't have any knowledge at all about accounting, about bookkeeping, about finances, about cash flow, all those calculations that you need to be aware of and have in your head, and especially how taxes work here in the United States if you're trying to do this here in the United States. Now, if you invest in real estate in other countries, obviously you need to know the tax system in those countries, but what kind of background do you actually need? So from my experience, I didn't have any, so I had nothing, and so you don't really need anything to start with. However, I always recommend that you do take some sort of basic college classes on accounting, maybe some bookkeeping, but for sure math. You need to know math. You need to know the numbers, and you need to be able to figure out numbers in your head versus having to write everything down or having an Excel spreadsheet or having an accountant tell you whether or not numbers make sense. I have some very wealthy investors that sometimes approach me and ask me if this deal or that deal is a good deal. And I try to tell them, it's like, well, how can you not see that? And I failed to mention that I actually, over the years, have obtained an MBA. I also have a master's degree in another discipline that is heavily related to math. So math is really, you need to have math. So if you want to get your kids into real estate investing, or you yourself want to become good at real estate investing, you need to understand numbers, you need to understand finances, you need to understand taxes. I know this is like a lot to absorb right now, but it's just the basic things like balancing a checkbook, for a start. And you're going to have to balance a lot of checkbooks for a lot of different accounts, for all kinds of things, for taxes, for insurance for your properties, for whether or not a deal makes sense. You need to understand how much things cost as well. And this is something that you gain from experience, or also listening to my audiobooks. Basically, you need to understand how much does it cost for a contractor to do XYZ job. And that's how you also know if somebody's trying to rip you off or not. But these are all things that come with years and with time. You don't need to feel overwhelmed by this video thinking that you don't have that right now, so you can't start real estate investing. You can start small. And this is what I recommend to every beginning real estate investor. If you're trying to start at the top of the scale and dump all your money and all your savings into this one deal, and it's your first deal, it's going to be pretty iffy whether or not this is going to be a successful thing, because you're still trying to figure out how everything works. It took me a very long time to figure out a strategy that works for me and my knowledge and my skills and my comfort level on spending money. You don't just have to be comfortable with making money, you also have to be comfortable with spending it, and spending it in the right places at the right times. So all of this comes from experience. You could save yourself a lot of effort making all the mistakes that I did by buying my audiobooks. You can buy them right here on my website here below, but also just to listen to my videos and keep asking questions. And always start small and build yourself up. If you don't know anything about real estate investing, I highly discourage you from buying 10 or 20 houses all at once unless you really know what you're doing, or you have a mentor on your side that can tell you this is a good deal and this isn't. But start small and see how it goes, and then you can always expand and get bigger. But once you're big and everything's blowing up on you, then it's kind of hard to go down to the smaller scale. So listen to my audiobooks, get into some basic math or calculation classes, bookkeeping classes, accounting classes. Just pick up an accounting book, or even just look on some websites, some of the calculations that need to be made for real estate investors. Now, in the future, I plan to create an audiobook with basic math questions that I work through. It might actually be an audio book as well as with videos attached, where you can see very basic calculations that are very much down to earth. You're not going to get lost in this. This is very low levels that you will be able to understand for sure, even if you weren't good in math or in finances or in economics and things like that. And this is the kind of thing that I want to bring to you here in the future. But go ahead and subscribe to my newsletter so I can update you on when all of these things are coming out. JuliaMSpencer.com. Don't forget, do it right now. And I hope to see you investing very successfully soon. Thank you.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit JuliaMSpencer.com.